Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 195. We're in that last little run of the final season with FC Isle of Man and our final season in Football Manager 2020 as well. We've got huge stuff coming up in today's episode. We've got a Champions League knockout round draw. We've also got two huge games in the Premier League that we're going to bring you. And of course, it's the holiday period in-game in 2040. So the green screen nightmare makes its return. Final Christmas episode of the season as well. We're not going to waste too much time. Let's jump straight in and see how we've gone. So, as things currently stand, we are sitting 5 points clear at the top of the table. That has only just jumped up 3 points because City lost their last game out against Brighton when we got a good win. Of course, in yesterday's episode, we had a 1-1 draw with Inter, which was a bit of a revenge mission to try and finish top of our Champions League group. We didn't get the 3 points, which means that we will finish in second spot. We had a good 1-0 victory over Arsenal. We then lost for the first time in the Premier Division season against a very good Chelsea side. We went a goal up, they pulled us back. We went a goal up again, they pulled us back. And then Christian Ferg got an absolute screamer on 70 minutes. A very good goal. I think what hurt us in this one was just like the kind of struggles with depth that we're having at the moment, just with a few injuries, a few knocks. We are still playing with our backup front two, which is providing a little bit of a challenge. If one of them doesn't play particularly well, we don't have the depth off the bench to bring someone on because of the injuries. We then drew 1-1 with Newcastle. Lionel Altamiranda getting their really only shot of the game on target on 80 minutes, and our ex-player coming back to haunt us in that one. But we responded quite well. A 2-0 victory against Zenit in the Champions League, we were already secure in the second round, but securing a decent finish. And last time out, a 3-1 victory against Leeds. Uli Schaefer with the double and Alejandro Temperini scoring against his old club, which does leave us top of the table, which is fantastic to see. Now, in today's episode, we're not going to play this Carabao Cup quarterfinal. I'm going to play that one off screen, but we are going to bring you the games against Liverpool and Tottenham in the Premier Division. Both top half sides, both very good clubs in terms of real life football at the moment. They are very different lineups to what you would be used to seeing. But two huge games, and hopefully if we get two wins and 6 points, we can potentially consolidate our lead at the top of the table heading into the new year, which would be absolutely fantastic. First though, we have our UEFA Champions League first knockout round draw. Now we're going to have a quick look at all the teams. The ones that you can't see hidden behind my head are Atletico Madrid, Inter, PSG and Sassuolo, Bayer Leverkusen, Manchester City, Real Madrid and Juventus. They are the top seeds going into the group. We're of course in the second group, the second place teams: Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Feyenoord, Marseille, Isle of Man, FC Porto, Leeds and Schalke. Some very, very big teams in both groups. So to be interested to see who we get. I wouldn't mind getting like Sassuolo or Bayer Leverkusen even, and potentially even Juventus. I don't think they've been quite as strong over the last few seasons, but there are some big sides in there. We're going to hit automatic draw, we're going to let this play out, and we're going to see how we go. It always kind of hovers for a split second, longer than usual, when it's us coming out of the draw. But we will see who comes out first. I think all the top seeds are going to be on that left-hand side, and I think all the second place seeds will be on the right. We have managed to avoid Real Madrid and Man City. Leeds have come out though. PSG have drawn them this year, the team that knocked us out last season. Isle of Man is going to play against Juventus. That's not a terrible draw. I'm not that upset about that one. Feyenoord gets Atletico Madrid, Porto will get Inter, and then the final tie will be Sassuolo against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have been very fortunate there with that draw, even though they did finish second in their group. But some big ties there. The other English sides, Leeds, PSG will be huge. Man City, Schalke will be huge. Schalke are a very good side come 2040. Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen will be an interesting one. There's some decent ties in there. I think those Juventus games will probably make up the start of next week. So we'll probably play through quite a bit of January over the weekend and then come back and do the Champions League knockout rounds as kind of like, a double header in that episode on Monday. That's the idea anyway. We'll see how it actually plays out as the season progresses. But for now, we've got Premier Division football that we need to worry about. Magic of editing. We're going to jump forward to the game against Liverpool now. Alright, and just like that, we are a week ahead. We had a good 2-0 victory against Watford, which puts us through to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. A big tie against Arsenal, which will hopefully bring you guys next week if we can squeeze it in. And we got through it relatively unscathed. So we did rotate our squad quite a bit. Most of our backup players are playing in the Carabao Cup. We're going to give them an opportunity to try and win that competition. But we welcome back pretty much a full-strength lineup based on what's available to us. Conor Medjid is still filling in at left-back for us because Carlos Andre's got a knock. He should be back in like a week and a half. Be interesting to see if maybe we can get him on the bench for the Tottenham game. We'll see how that plays out. Fekir Yilmaz still playing on the right. Lucas Gabriel's still another month away from returning for his starting lineup. Our front two still very much a backup, but Yusuf Baldé's probably about a week away. Max Olsen, who's been out for a couple of months now, he's probably like maybe a week and a half away as well. If we can, we'll try and get those guys back involved, at least off the bench, for the game against Tottenham in 7 days, but in reality, this is the side that's been playing for the last month or so. So it's Mancini in goal, Esteban wearing the captain's armband and partnering Pooch at the back, Medjugorje at left wing back, Furkan Yilmaz at right wing back, Henry anchors midfield as the deep line playmaker, Temperini will play as the Messiah alongside him, Cisse is the advanced playmaker on the left-hand side, Blaze is the inverted winger on the right, Martinez will play as the deeper lying forward today, and Schaefer will lead the line up top. He is our leading scorer so far this season. And Henry Blaze, our leading assist maker and highest average rated player so far this season. He is playing against his old club. It would not surprise me to see him score just to get that little commentary bubble that always comes up. Liverpool have some good players though. They're a decent side. Maurice Ciem we've looked at a bunch of times over the last few years. 3.5-star current and potential ability. He was a phenomenal wonder kid when he first came through at Vitesse Arnhem. We just couldn't afford him in time. His move to Liverpool came just as we were getting into the kind of, I think, championship picture, and we never had 33.5 million available to us until we really got into the Premier League and had a good few seasons to consolidate our finances. In midfield, they got this guy Mendoza as well, who's been on the transfer list a couple of times. He said he's wanted to leave a few different times, but I just don't know if people maybe didn't come in for him or they didn't get a bid that was reflective of his value. 25-year-old Canadian international, 101 caps at 25 years of age is absolutely absurd. 5-star current and potential ability though, he's probably their best player now, and has been really since Blaze left and went to Barcelona a few seasons ago. They've got John Wiley, their top goal scorer, playing at the 10, 26-year-old Scottish international. Decent 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's been out on loan a few times in his career with Liverpool, but seems to have nailed down that number 10 spot. They got Muriel. Is that Peterson that used to be at Newcastle? It is indeed. So up front, Peterson, 28-year-old Brazilian, had been at Newcastle, has been at Liverpool now for 2 seasons. Not the worst player in the world. He's got some very good physical attributes, but nothing really to worry about. He's an inverted winger on the right. They're going to play him up top today, probably as an advanced forward. Technical ability needs a bit of work. Mental ability needs a little bit of work. I think we can handle him. We will see how we go, though. Assertively, we're just going to tell everyone. Media have given a lot of credit lately, and I know it's a bit repetitive, but it just continues to get good responses out of the team. We're also going to switch on these Premier Division results. We're going to keep an eye on this Man City-Watford game. Watford, of course, drew with us earlier in the season. They're always a little bit overpowered in Football Manager. Not making any comments on who might support them at Sports Interactive, but hopefully they can do us a favour and we can leverage that to our advantage if they get a good result against City today. They've already gone down an injury, which isn't ideal. And we've got our first highlight, 20 minutes, ball out with the Pooch from the goal kick, and he switches out to the left to Medjugorje, who's got Cisse in front of him, looks to find him now, he cuts back inside and switches it over to Henry, and a good switch over to Blaze, who's got Furkan Yilmaz on the overlap and finds him now. Ball towards Martinez, he's good out of the air, it's dropped by the keeper, and it pinballs around, but Assia does well to get back down to it at the second time of asking. I don't think it crossed the line, FM, so you don't need to show me that every single time. When did Liverpool score? When did that happen? Did we see that highlight? Hang on, sorry. What's just happened? Goal, Peterson, 5th goal of the season. When did... Match stats. When did they score? Peterson scored for Liverpool. What just happened? Did the game just break? They didn't show us a goal, and then it all of a sudden just came up that Liverpool were a goal ahead. We saw the strike from us on 24 minutes. Did it happen while I was in that stupid thing where it tells us, did the ball cross the line? When did Liverpool score? I feel like I'm going insane. Pooch with the switch out here to Cisse. We might be able to get it straight back and it might not matter. We have pulled it back. Schaefer's going to get ruled out for offside. What the hell just happened? Goal is ruled out for offside. Have we broken the game? Has Football Manager 2020 just given up on us entirely? Alright, we're through to half time and I am frazzled, I'm not going to lie. 3 shots, 1 on target, 44% possession for Liverpool's 1-0 lead. What? Where? Won? When? How? 11 shots, 3 on target, 56% possession for the Isle of Man. I don't know what is going on. We're going to go into the dressing room. We're going to aggressively say, show me something else in the second half, because no one's playing particularly well. But at the same time, I don't know why we're falling behind. We're going to drop to positive. Let's see if we can't invite them onto us a little bit more and get some more space in behind. Hopefully that will give, that plus the hairdryer, will give everybody a little bit of a kick up the arse. There's a few 6.3, 6.4s out there, which isn't ideal. What the hell just happened though? Thrown on the right-hand side, if Liverpool score, Temperini clears it away. Jarea, now to Ciem. Are we going to see it if they score again? Is it just randomly going to jump up to 2-0? Back to Jarea, reverse pass here from Muriel, who's gotten goal side, and straight at Mancini. I did talk shit about Peterson, saying that we didn't have that much to worry about, and it just seems to be stuck up here, where it says Peterson, 5th goal of the season, assist by John Wiley. It won't disappear. I don't know what's going on. Alright, we're through the hour mark, so we're going to hit pause. And average ratings are not great. Cisse's going to come off. Harold will come on. We might switch him to be an inverted winger on support. Just give us that balance. Medjadou's not played particularly well, but I can't do too much with him. Martinez and Schaefer haven't played well. I can at least switch their roles and see if that helps give them a bit of a kick up the arse. Blaze hasn't played well. Temperini hasn't played well either. Let's bring on Taylor as the Messiah, and we'll hold off on that last sub for the last 10 minutes or so. Going to give them a bit of a nudge as well. And we're also going to use a get creative shout. Have I broken the game somehow? Wiley with the corner here. Mohammed with a flick on header, but well over the crossbar. We're into the last 10 minutes, and we've really got to go after it a little bit here. So we're going to go back to attacking. Got one last sub to make. I'm going to change Henri Blaze for Castro. Tell him we've got faith in him, and then we're also going to use a demand more shout. This doesn't kill us, a defeat here. Mendoza with a free kick before we talk about that. Pooch with the header away. Now Castro gets a chance to come forward. He has gotten goal side of the midfield, so can drag a full back across. There's a man in support back stick if you can find him. Cut back to Schaefer. Excellent goal. First real highlight of us for the game. And it does restore parity with about 6 minutes to go. It's a great run from Bruno Castro off the bench. He does quite well, actually. I've got to give him credit. I would have thought 90% of players in Football Manager this year would have gotten to this spot and had a shot. But he cuts it back to Schaefer expertly, who just slides it home far post. I don't know what goal it is of the season because it still says Peterson goal. That time it has come up to Uli Schaefer. Medjadou, throw in here to Schaefer. Back across, long clearance from Mendoza. Esteban and the Pooch exchange passes and play it forward to Taylor. Can we get forward now? Castro, good overlapping run there from Furkan Yilmaz, finds him now. Ball in towards Martinez, it wasn't miles away, just over the crossbar with the header. Can we throw one more get creative shout in with 4 minutes of additional time? It's a deep free kick here late on, forward to Medjadou. Now to Henri in midfield, now Taylor. Forward to Schaefer. Can he work a switch? He gets tackled in midfield, but Castro's there to pick it back up. Taylor, ball forward now. He's going to go the drive himself. It was a pretty tame effort, to be fair, just beyond the far post. Maybe could have worked a better chance in that one. Highlight continues here, though. Final minute of additional time. Usia from the goal kick. He's got men forward there just in midfield. We're going to have to be wary that he plays the short one, and he does now. Jarea, forward to Muriel. Good touch around the fullback. Gets to the edge of the area, skips past one challenge, and Mancini thankfully comes out and makes it big. Good save. Mancini throws it to Yilmaz. We've got about 30 seconds remaining of the time to be added on. Jarea with a good tackle, puts it out for the throw. Get forward, boys. Come on, let's get it moving. Throw in on the right. We're through that 4 minutes. And usually when you're chasing a goal, it never gives you any additional time. Martinez, can he get a ball across? It's a poor cross. And the referee calls full time. So we salvage a draw. The ghost goal is the story of that one. Where the hell did that come from? 9 shots, 3 on target, 40% possession for Liverpool. 19 shots, 5 on target, 60% of the ball for FC Isle of Man. We didn't play particularly well when you look at like the average match ratings. Lots of players did pick themselves back up after a poor first half, but in reality, you can't have that many players on a 6.8, 6.9 and expect to get a good result. But we get a draw. We still only have the one defeat for the season. Assertively, I'm going to say, you've done brilliant that you come back and salvage a draw. I guess that works. I just want to keep morale up where I can. You can see there's a couple of players starting to get frustrated with their playing time, starting to get frustrated with their role in the squad, whatever else. And it does see us stay 3 points clear of Manchester City. They did get a 1-1 draw in their game against Watford. So not the worst result in the world for us. But imagine if we had got a win and had stayed 5 points clear of them. That would have been much better. Rescue late draw. Peterson gets the Man of the Match award for a goal that none of us saw. Schaefer wants a new contract. Have we got the cash to do that? Yeah, we do. So let's give him one. Regular starter, that works. And screw it. He's been a good servant of the club. We signed him on a free transfer, so it's not like he cost us a shitload of money. So let's just give him a bit of a bonus. And he seems happy with that. So he'll probably, 5 years, he'll probably see out the rest of his career, I would think, at 26 years of age at the Isle of Man. But you can kind of tell already, I'm starting to just get flagrant with the wages that we're offering to people because the series is coming to an end, so I don't have to worry about it beyond this season. Better to keep him happy than have to worry too much. We will jump ahead now to the game against Tottenham. Hopefully the likes of Carlos Andre, Max Olsen, Yusuf Balde all get through the week and get back to full training. That would be perfect because it gives us a bit more depth off the bench and hopefully gives us a chance to get our full strength lineup back out there for an important run of games throughout January. Magic of editing though, I'm going to jump forward to the Tottenham game now. Alright, and just like that, we are a week ahead. Now, we're a little bit walking wounded at the moment because we've had a couple of players get cold. So, Ruben Martinez is going to be out for another day. He's not back until the next game against Brighton. We also have Bruno Castro pick up a knock in training, which isn't ideal, which means we're probably going to go in. I'm not going to risk anyone. I can maybe risk Yusuf Balde, actually. How much is he ready to get through? 60 minutes? So here's what we might do then. We might put Cisse on. Let's try and get as much of the starting lineup out there. We'll start Balde. Maybe start him at the advanced forward though, which is a little bit less demanding a role. Max Olsen, he can't get through anything at the minute. Bruno Castro Can't get through anything at the minute. Carlos Andre, Ruben Martinez, Lucas Gabriel. So we're going to try and get maybe Yusuf Balde through a half a game as part of his return. And then maybe we take him off at half time, bring on Harold, move Cisse to a forward role. We'll figure that out as we go, but we are pretty much threadbare going into this one. But it is a home game. We are going to stick with our attacking structure. Hopefully there aren't any ghost goals or anything crazy like that, because that would be absolutely ridiculous. So just that one change, Yusuf Balde coming into the lineup for the sick, out home with the cold, Martinez. Tottenham playing a 4-2-3-1 because, of course, every big club in Football Manager 2020 at some point or another plays a 4-2-3-1. They've got one familiar face here, Neil Peacock, out there on the right-hand side. He was our first England international. We bought him for £70 million when we first came up into the Premier Division. We were trying to accrue all of that young English talent. But it was like, I think it was 20 million up front and then like the other 50 over the next 3 years. So it did kind of cripple us financially for quite a while. But he was a very good player for us. Like, he consistently chipped in with quite a few assists, good amount of goals. Eventually Man City paid his release clause, £100 million, took him across in January of 2036, I'm guessing, around that time. He was decent for City as well, had a good 4 years with them and made the jump over to Tottenham for £74 million. We're at an alright year last year. He's been a little bit down on that form this season. Hopefully he's not going to have too great a game against us today. We've got Juninho over on the left wing. It was part of a front three of Brazilian players that they had for a while with Alisson Vicente and a few. I can't remember the third one, but I think he went to United. Excellent player, advanced forward. They're going to play him as an inside forward on the left, it looks like. 19 finishing, very impressive. 20 composure, 17 off the ball. Very similar stat line to our own Uli Schaefer. We'll see how he goes. Mohamed Bayer is their captain, and he will also lead the line. He's also a very good player, was previously at Man United. Has now got 18 goals in 79 appearances in the league for Tottenham as well. 77 goals in 76 caps for the Turkish national side as well. Very impressive stuff from him. We will see how strong that front three is. Assertively, we're going to say, Medi, given a lot of credit lately, it just seems to do the trick. Not that it did the trick against Liverpool last time out, but it seems to do the trick and get a positive response most times out. And once you get to this point where I think I'm like nearly 1,200 games into my career, it's easy just to go with what actually works. Henry, deep ball from a throw in here. Goes all the way back to Mancini. If you get it from the right, switch it to the left. He does now to Esteban. And send it out towards Cisse. Looks to send Schaefer into the channel. He's got a bit of work to do though. Omiyongo gets there first for Tottenham. Peacock in possession. Back across to Torre at the base of midfield. Peacock looks to send Thiago Christian down the right-hand side. He did have a ball there, but he goes for the switch across to Juninho. Cut back for Bayer, but we did very well to get that one away. Wide free kick, Thiago Christian to take. Good ball out there from Mancini. Comes out, claims it with authority. He's got men streaming forward either side. He's gone longer towards Cisse on the left here. Temperini has an overlap there through the fullback Medjugorje. Ball out wide right now to Henri Blaise. What can he do in a wide area? Gets past one. He's tackled there by Rubb, the fullback. But then he overplays it a little bit. His clearance into midfield is dangerous, but they do win it back. Medjugorje gets to come forward for us now. Hangs the ball towards back stick. Sepulveda with a good header away. Temperini square ball to Cisse, and he rifles that one home. I was wondering which direction that was going to go in. It felt like just for a split second there was going to be a counter-attack for Tottenham, but we did quite well to get the ball back into the box. Lovely composure as well in the build-up here to lay it off to the goal scorer. Medjugorje's ball in. It's Temperini here who just kind of holds the ball into a good area, puts it into a pocket of space. Cisse makes good movement. Those two midfielders lost him in their tracking, and he rifles that one home on his favoured left foot and peels off towards the corner flag to celebrate with the home fans. Would Cisse go 5 points clear as things currently stand? City only currently drawing with Newcastle, which works in our favour quite a bit. And we're through 34 minutes, so we're going to just use a demand washout. Let's just try and keep some focus through to half-time. They've also had some good feedback. Most players look inspired on their sideline. Got a goal kick here as well. Ball out to wide right areas for Omiyonga. Back to Torre at the base of midfield, who seems to have no interest in getting inside his own half. Thiago Christian, now to Peacock. Across to Torre. They've looked to send Omiyonga over on the overlap. Hasn't got anyone in the box, so he cuts it back towards Peacock. Now back to Thiago Christian. Gets a strike away. Mancini had his angles covered, but can only force it over the crossbar for the corner. Thiago Christian to take here. Right footed player, wraps his right foot around it. Bayer's first real chance of the game, and his flick on header well beyond the far post. So as half-time's called, 8 shots, 3 on target, 45% possession for the Isle of Man. 7 shots, 4 on target, 55% for Tottenham. We are going to make a tactical tweak. We're going to go to this positive structure. It's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit shorter in its passing. We're just going to try and keep the ball a little bit better than what I think we have been in that half. Balde's not played particularly well with his half a game, so we're going to put Cisse up front, and we're going to bring Harold on the left wing. Switch him to an inverted winger. We might actually play Cisse as the deep lying forward as well, because I think he's a little bit better in transition. And then we're going to hold off on that next sub until the 60-minute mark. But assertively we'll say, don't get complacent out there, and most have responded positively, which is the best we could really hope for. That shout, it's got like a 50% success rate at best. Throwing on the left here, Medjadu to take. Temperini tries to get a ball in. Long clearance forward. Mohammed now has the ball. It's Mohammed Bai, I've just realised. Skips past a couple and gets the strike away. Mancini with a very good save at his near post. Corner. Thiago Christian to take. Right footed taker towards the middle. Pooch with a good header away. Now Harold gets the chance to come forward, and we're 3v2 here if we work this correctly. He sent Cisse out wide right. He's got a man if he can cut it back, but he took too long on the ball. Omiyonga with a good tackle. But if you had to just go on a 1-2 or maybe put it into a little pocket of space in behind. Blaze wide free kick. Pooch's back stick, and he's hit the crossbar before Peacock scrambles it away. Set pieces might be an avenue for us to try and get back at goal. Here we go, another one. Blaze again to take towards back stick. The Pooch is in there, but Cisse's knocked it home. I think this is going to get ruled out for offside. They're looking at VAR, and they pull it back. So the Pooch might have been offside in the build-up, and I think it was actually Cisse that put it home. But if he's offside, he's offside. Toure from the throw-in here for Tottenham. Yurokin, the Ukrainian number 10, tries to switch sides. He's going to dribble it all the way to the other side and then play a 5-yard pass instead of playing a 20-yard pass 5 minutes ago. Mancini, back in possession for us now. The ball in behind had too much weight on it. Over to the Pooch. Switch out towards Blaze. Cuts inside immediately, looking to get back on that left foot. Peacock's there with him. He plays it out to Medjadu and puts Harold in the corner. Cut back to Medjadu. Can he get a good ball across? Cisse's there. Laid off to him. Schaefer's there also. And Blaze with the finish. Lovely, like just calm football there. You thought maybe Cisse would try and turn and shoot straight into the defender. He didn't. He lays it back to Medjadu. Plays another ball into Schaefer, who again takes his time. It's a good little pass there. It's clever football. Medjadu finds Schaefer, who just takes a touch, lays it off to Blaze. He's the only one actually facing the goal. We find that forward-facing player, and he rifles that one home near post for an excellent goal. And you'd think with a 2-0 advantage, that's probably enough for us to get through this one. We are through the hour mark, though, so we're going to hit pause. We're going to make a change. Yilmaz hasn't played the best. Esteban's got a yellow and is only on a 6.6, so we'll bring on Jamie Warburton. You guys haven't seen much of him over the last couple of seasons, but he has been an excellent servant for the club. We're going to say get creative as well, and most have responded positively. But in reality, if you had offered me 2-0 before the game, I probably would have taken it. So let's just try and see this result out now. City have gone and taken a massive lead against Newcastle. Blaze, backstick ball towards Schaefer. Long ball forward here. Medjadu will recover. Into Temperini. Good ball to Henri. Now the Pooch, who stayed forward a little bit. Henri, back to the Pooch. Don't get caught on the ball. Henri in possession. Switch out towards Harold. Flick on header towards Cisse. Brings it down. Actually, he either brought that down, had a shot and it fell to Harold, or he played it to Harold expertly. It's given the assist to Ibrahim Cisse, but it's a wonderful finish from Paul Harold. Ball here from Henri is good. Harold with the flick on header. Cisse, does he play it? I think he might have shot. It's hard to tell from that angle even. But Harold with an excellent finish near post gives us a 3-goal advantage. And surely now we're well on our way to getting the 3 points. There's a highlight here. We'll let this play out and then we're going to make that last sub. We might just do it based on fitness. Pooch tries to do a switch, but it's not quite there. Bayer into Yarakin. Now Omiyonga on the overlap. They're coming forward a little bit here, Tottenham. Betlugayev at the base of midfield. Square ball to Toure, who goes for a rasping drive. Wasn't far away. Mancini was scrambling. We're going to make our last change. I'm just going to go on condition. You can see the Pooch down on 61%. We're going to bring on Gazmi. It means we are changing both of our central defenders, which I don't really like to do, but let's just focus on future games. We're also going to use a demand more shout with a couple of minutes remaining in the match. 4 additional minutes to be added on, most of which is flying by. We do have a late corner though. Blaze towards near post. It's headed away. They're leaving 3 forward now, so they're definitely trying to get something back. Medjadu goes to Yurokin, but he's beaten. Yurokin cuts it back. Mancini with a good save, and then Warburton clears it. And surely the referee, he has indeed called full time. In the end, 20 shots, 9 on target, 55% possession, 13 shots, 7 on target, 45% of the ball for Tottenham. Passionately, we are going to say very happy with the result and the way that you played. And everybody's responded fantastically well, which is the best we could hope for. Does see us stay 3 points clear at the top of the table. I don't know what's going on with these results at the moment. So Chelsea are 3 points behind us. City are now 5 points behind us. Maybe Chelsea had a game in hand that I wasn't noticing earlier on. They did have a good victory today, 6-0 victors over Southampton. Very impressive stuff from them. Blaze gets the Man of the Match award, a 9.0 match rating for his fantastic goal. We'll give him a little bit of praise, and he has done very well. So we've got some big games coming up. We're still in all 4 of our competitions. As we get to the end of the week, we've got a semi-final first leg against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. We've got an FA Cup tie against Blackpool. We will rotate quite heavily for that one. And we've got a first knockout round tie against Juventus next week. And we're top of the Premier Division with 3 points with a handy little goal difference advantage against the other sides in the league as well. Looking forward to that schedule. I think we will come back and do the games against Juventus next week. It does mean we're probably going to jump all the way through January, which does have some big games in it. We do play City and United in that tie. We've got both of our Carabao Cup matches in January as well, but I just think maybe the Champions League is a bit better a focus for next week. And worst case scenario, if we get knocked out, there are some big games in the run home and the finish to the season as well. We've got Chelsea around that time. Hopefully we will have Carabao Cup finals to bring you as well. Hopefully we'll have FA Cup semi and quarterfinals and all that sort of stuff as well. So a ton of big games coming in next week's episodes. We've had a bit of everything in today's one. We've had a ghost goal, we've had scares, we've had comebacks, we've had good victories against good sides in the Premier Division. All we really could ever ask for Christmas. And it's good to see that the chaos around the holiday period is continuing right up until 2040. And of course, we will bring you again Christmas episodes in FM21. I can't help it. I paid for the suit. I might as well get it out as much as possible. If you want to help celebrate decent results in today's game, and as we head into the second half of the last season with FC Isle of Man, you can drop a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release in the build-up to Football Manager 2021. But more than anything, I just appreciate you guys watching. That's the part that means the most to me. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.